Everybody does their own crazy, and everybody does their own normal. Whatever way you want to be normal, whatever you want to do crazy, it's everybody's individual choice.
Hello ladies and genitals, today we're going to be talking about Paul Breach again. So sorry about that. But basically, after my recent video that I made on him, I somehow missed he actually made a response video to this. My recent video was actually dedicated to this drama, but I'll give you a little rundown in case you haven't seen it. He essentially got someone to be his moderator on his livestream who happened to be a teenage girl. So it kind of seems like all of this was some sort of lure tactic, and he ended up tricking her into letting him move in with her. You know, very weird. So we're about to watch the response video to this scenario. And apparently, in true Breachy Boy fashion, it's not very good.
Trigger warning! Yeah, it's me, Paul. That's not the trigger warning, so calm down. I've got chewing gum and I'm chewing while talking. So if that does really upset you, then my advice is definitely seek help for your life. And also, probably don't watch it.
Good start. A guy who's touching 50, hanging around with teenagers, is telling me I need to get help for my life. And no, Paul, we are going to watch this, even though loud eating is a massive pet peeve of mine. But I think the sort of things that you get up to in your free time is slightly more concerning than loud eating to me. But 15 seconds into your response video and you're already trying to bait comments, it just proves how far that you've fallen off. And not to seem rude, but it also shows that there's nothing going on behind your eyes because comments aren't even switched on. You're just a bit of a sad old man, aren't you? But you starting off your video saying that your face isn't a trigger warning, well, I don't know if that's factually true. This is the same guy that literally gets young girls to come onto his live streams, and he always starts it with, can I get an age check? If the demographic of people that you hang around with, you feel the need to check ID for a conversation, I think you might need to sort of reevaluate what you're doing. Maybe you should be the one seeking help for your life. And let's be honest, there might actually be people who have genuine trauma from seeing your face, so this joke's kind of backfired, hasn't it?
Hi, it's me. I am going to take this very seriously. Number one, if I'm scary, awfully scary, probably you wouldn't invite me to your house on numerous occasions, would you? You probably wouldn't do that, would you?
I mean, yeah, but she says you kind of asked to come in. So do you not think that's what you should be addressing? If it's not true, simply say so, Paul. And I know we are only 30 seconds into this little response video, but I can already gather that he's going to tiptoe around this sort of situation. But I think we all knew this was the stance that Paul was going to take, because luckily for him, there are lots of people asking, why did you let Paul in your house? And yes, it is a fair question, but the fact that she's claimed she was tricked, I think that's worthy of addressing. Because Nikisha, who is the victim in this scenario, the person who posted the video that he's responding to, now she told us that he sort of disguised the question about coming round as saying, do you want to be on my live stream? So she basically agreed to it, and then he was sort of like, well, you promised I could come round, which, if true, means a genuine man in his mid-40s is trying to trick a teenager into letting him stay round her house. And if you can't see why that's weird, then you need help for your life.
You probably definitely wouldn't video me and photograph me like eating and standing up and crying to a song and walking in the rain. You'd probably be more petrified than that, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, I don't like the guy, but, I mean, in this scenario, I guess he's not wrong. But you are sort of like a weird zoo creature, so maybe I sort of understand it. And as you are kind of a well-followed person on Instagram, like, he's got like 900,000 followers, and if you are manipulated into meeting him in private, you might as well get some content out of it, I don't know. But in all seriousness, the fact that he still hasn't really addressed the main concerns here kind of makes him, somehow, even more unbearable. Especially when he did that weird growling thing. Like, maybe act your age rather than your shoe size, you weird man.
That's not your first port of call. I wouldn't do that. Would you do that? I don't know. Just, maybe you would do that. Again, chewing, trigger warning. See, I'm being very informative and helpful. I hope you're okay. I am taking this very seriously because I'm scary.
Why is this man taking the piss? Paul, you've been accused of some really disgusting and dodgy shit, and you decide to just sit in your room and growl at a camera to try and spin it on the person who's accused you of this? I've never known someone wanting to be so well liked and so well followed by everyone, and then this is his attitude to someone saying,
Paul, your behaviour is kind of shitty, and maybe you should, like, not be a creep.
And no, Paul, you're right. I wouldn't do that. And let's be honest, you wouldn't talk to me anyway, would you, Paul? Because I'm probably too old for you, because I have signs of, you know, being an adult. But to me, the way that he's talking is very evident that he wants people to think he's taking the piss as well. Sarcastically saying, I am taking this seriously, just really highlights your awful mindset. So yeah, maybe
seek help for your life. Also, in hindsight, it's a beautiful thing. I am so glad that I didn't shower at your house, because the shower was momentous. But also, if you videoed me and photographed me sat down on a sofa in a garden and in the rain, you might well have photographed me and videoed me. Oh, you might have done that, because I don't know the normalities in your house.
that is the biggest Paul reach we are going to see. Filming someone eating like a pig in your house and then walking around in wigs is completely different to filming someone in the shower. Unless you think that's a normal thing to do, because everyone has their own normals. But again, out of all the things that Nikisha mentioned in her video, 15-year-olds telling her to be quiet in her own home, falling out with her because she kissed another guy on a night out, also you going off to meet 20-year-olds and trying to make her think her mum hates her. Nah, just mention the bit where you said I didn't wash. How egotistical as a person do you have to be accused of all of these things that I've just listed? And your response is, I didn't shower because your bathroom's not very clean. Brother, you had no home. At least she actually possessed a shower. You are the one who allegedly tricked a teenager into letting you move in with her because you had nowhere to go. And you probably wanted to sleep with her, didn't you? You're just embarrassing. You're a sad, sad man.
Being scary, rah, there's a common theme. You probably wouldn't have introduced me to all of your family for selfies, would you? And wanted me to get up and sing Green Green Grass with them and stuff like that. But we've all got ways of dealing with scary, rah. I'm petrifying me. Look at me. Wild. Everybody does their own crazy, and everybody does their own normal. Whatever way you want to be normal, whatever you want to do crazy, it's everybody's individual choice. I'm Paul. Nice to meet you. Sorry about the chewing. Hey.
That's genuinely the end. The video you are responding to includes allegations such as nicknaming a child with a nickname that implies eating, you voluntarily did a cameo for a 15-year-old, and then begging to meet child's meal, and also opening indecent images of people who appeared very young. Not only have you refused to address this, you have also refused to have any accountability. You found yourself living with a teenager at the age of 43, and you're trying to say that they are the weird one. And just to reiterate, she says she was in education at the time when you first messaged her. And the thing about you acting smug about being around her family, that's fucking weird to me. Because I'm sure most people's families, if they saw a man in his mid-40s hanging around with their 20-year-old person in their family, also touching her nose and face and calling it his, well, I'm sure most people's families would be having quite a stern chat. But honestly, I cannot believe that's all that he had to say. And the fact that you actually refused to address the actual things that you were accused of, like, you saw the video and you found it worthy of a response, but you didn't respond to the actual serious allegations. You know, the thing that all the comments are talking about, the things that everyone is kind of like, Paul, what the fuck are you doing? No, that part. No, ignore that part. She said I didn't wash. I don't like that. But this isn't the only thing that he's done a response video for. Imagine being halfway through a month and you've had to make 2 response videos. Because yes, Paul's done that. So from what I can gather, he had someone recording him outside the Maritime Museum in Liverpool. You know, riveting content. Yes, I do find it very weird that someone would just like record a stranger in public. I do find that weird, if I'm honest. Because it's literally like just seeing someone in public and recording them like they're some sort of alien. That's not to say I have sympathy, because I don't. But from what I can gather, Paul didn't enjoy this interaction. What a shame.
I've got no issue with people recording me. No issue with people taking photos of me. No issue with people coming saying hi and asking for a chat. The only issue I have is the fictitious stories or just the lies that you make up of that moment. Now, this one's only a small, tiny, really insignificant lie about our interaction, whereas I've seen some more where it's just completely blown out the water, crazy stuff.
Okay, first of all, let's be honest, we all know why you don't mind it. You're no way near as relevant anymore, so any acknowledgement, I'm sure you're absolutely obsessed with. I imagine that you like to be seen as the guy that people are shocked to see, which is fucking weird, and I wonder why people always say they have a negative interaction with you. It's almost as if you're the type.
What actually happened, and is a tiny thing, is at the Maritime Museum yesterday, the fire alarms went off. So they evacuated everybody. And we're waiting outside. There's me, obviously, waiting outside. And a family approach, and I hear them talking. So I turn and tell them, we're waiting outside because of said fire alarm going off, and I don't know how long we're going to wait for. When the video gets posted, and you, young lady, yes, I did see your mouth drop wide because I've come over and spoken to you about the said evacuation of the museum. And you've posted, I've come over and told you the museum opens in 5 minutes. No, because I didn't say that. Did I?
Where is this man's head at currently? So that's worthy of a response, is it? But earlier, you failed to respond to being accused of being a massive, massive wrong'un. Now, I'm going to hazard a guess to see what Paul's issue is here. In his head, he's some big, famous, massive TikTok superstar man, when in reality, he's just a creep. But from what he's saying happened in this interaction, I can gather maybe the comments were saying that they think he's got a job there. And for Paul, he cannot be seen to be doing a regular job. Paul can't have that. He thinks he's mega famous and stuff. Paul, you're not famous. You're just a creepy old man that people like to laugh at and not with. There is a big, big difference.
Tiny, insignificant thing. But the amount of videos I see with this tiny thing or massive thing or huge explosion of what did Paul do? Oh my days. When it's not true, is it? I didn't say those words. I hope you had a lovely time in Liverpool with your family. I've not seen the video and I've not seen the comment section, but I know it's gone crazy because you videoed Paul in the wild.
I think I may have just read his mind. The fact that he tells us he's not seen the video, and more importantly, not seen the comments, that tells you, well, he has. Paul, why would you address a video that you've not watched? Now that is a bit of a strange thing to do, Mr. Breach. I guarantee that, like I mentioned earlier, there were people in the comments saying things that are going to damage his fragile little ego. His ego that makes him think he's actually a big famous mega superstar. It's genuinely laughable. This is the same man who lived with a teenager.
Just control your lies. Some of you need to start telling the truth for once. Some of you need to be honest on the internet. Don't just try and do things for your 5 seconds in front of the camera, your 5 minutes of fame, your oh, I'm so popular. Try telling the truth for once. Again, it's only a tiny, insignificant falsehood of what I said, which I didn't. But those small, tiny moments blow massive to lots of people. So keep being you, keep being amazing. And yeah, you want to say hi to me, I'll always be polite, I'll always be friendly, and I'll always say hi.
Paul, I don't ever want to say hi to you. I'd be happy if I never came across you in my life. It's just so strange to me that you claim to know so much about this video that you previously mentioned you've never seen. It's just so baffling that he actually sat here and recorded it, most likely watched it back and thought, yeah, I'll go and post that. Like he actually thinks he didn't come across as a moron that makes no sense. Honestly, I don't think we'll ever know what this man's thoughts are. But as if these responses aren't out of touch enough already, my friend sent me this video of him the other day and it's just tragic.
Boop! This is my little dancing number for all those who are selectively deaf on good old TikTok.
Okay, good start. Making a video for people who are selectively deaf? I wonder how this could go badly.
1, never been arrested. 2, never been cautioned. 3, never been bailed. 4, never been to court. 5, never. Point, it's rude. Done.
Well, that's 43 seconds of my life that I'll never see again. But honestly, imagine there's a stage in your life where this is a relevant joke for you as a character to make. Literally, his whole humour is,
Haha, guys, I've not been arrested for my inappropriate actions towards young people.
do you think he ever sits there on his own at night and thinks, what am I doing? I'm standing in a room on my own making jokes about not being arrested. And these are the videos that actually do well. I wonder why. Does he not see how mental it is? But actually, I've just seen, at the time of recording, he is currently live. Let's pop in and have a look, shall we? Let's check up on him.
There. I've been a law-abiding citizen for 44 years of my life. That's why I've not been... Yeah, LJ. You know when I said the shittest trolls? Rosie home. I don't need to say anything. The trolls will do it for themselves.
So, I've just seen LJ's comment.
Waited for what till it was legal? Didn't know them when it wasn't. So... Everything I do and have done, completely legal, completely fine. Boom! Pow!
Doesn't make it right though, does it? But just before recording, I saw a video and I didn't like it. So you're gonna have to watch it now.
Well, hello there, Denise. Adam from Bumble here. Very much looking forward to our date at 8 tonight.
Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway guys, that's where I'm going to leave this video for today. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please do feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It's completely free and it helps me out massively. And yeah, cheers. Bye.